everybody. It's Kayla with the Celebration Company. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a great day. Today we are going to take our ghost form and not our ghost, our witch and our witch boot and see if we can make this into an elf shoe. I think that this shoe has so many different possibilities. So last week we did our witch boot and we did this primitive look with it. And we're going today to try or attempt to make it into an elf shoe. Okay? So we're going Christmas with it instead of Halloween and see if we can't do something different than what its original purpose was, okay? I don't know how this is going to turn out. It may or it may not work. I don't know. But we're going to see what we can come up with, all right? So I feel like it looks a little bit like an elf shoe with the way that the top of it is and the way that it kind of curves up. So I think it could be really cute as an elf shoe. So that's the plan. We'll see how it turns out. But when you hop on, say hello. Let me know you're watching. Tell me about your weekend. How was your weekend? What did you do this weekend? Did you have a good weekend? I'm glad to see everyone today. Let's see who we've got watching. All right. Hi, Aletta. Hey, Joyce. Hello, Teresa. My weekend was really good. Let's see, football both days, Saturday and Sunday. Griffin, of course, still is not playing, but it was still a good weekend. We lost on Saturday, but we won on Sunday. So that was good. Went to the Midway Fall Festival Saturday night and hung out with some friends. So it was a good weekend. Hi, Lori. Hey, Lynn. Hello, Janae. It was a good one. Hi, Jezelyn. Hey, Carol. Hey, Wanda. Hi, Dale. Hi, Carol Traskell. Hey, Glenda. Hi, Patty. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Rosemarie. Hey, Allison. Good to see all of you. Thank you, Teresa. Hey, Deborah. She says, I've already ordered 2 shoes for myself and a friend, and now you are probably going to make me want 2 more. I love it, Deborah. Thank you so much. Hey, Larissa. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Rachel. Hi, Marcia. Good evening. I hope you had a good weekend too. Had siblings over and got wasted. Oh my goodness, Wanda. I hope you're feeling okay. Oh, good, Teresa. I hope you had a good weekend. Had my daughter-in-law's baby shower. Yay, Lynn. I hope she got lots of great things. Teresa says she had a good weekend. Family food, all and fun. Jeslyn said farmer's market, church, meatloaf, potty training, fun weekend. Hi, Jamie. Hey, Heidi. Lori says we had about 30 to 35 people at our home on Saturday for her mother's 90th birthday. Happy birthday to your mom, Lori. That's amazing. Hey, Carolyn. Hi, Teresa. Hey, Linda. Hey, Deborah. Linda was at the beach. She had a good weekend. Hey, Wanda. Hi, Dawn. Good afternoon. It's good to see all of y'all today. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so here's our little witch boot. It comes with all the pieces that you need. It comes white and it is ready to paint. This is the base of it. And then you've got your little ruffles right here that just kind of slide right on there. And then you've got a bow, which is super cute, as well as your buckle, okay, that fits on right there. And then you've also got 3 buttons, okay? And these buttons have the ties on them. So they go like this, okay? So there's the buttons, all right? So we're going to try and make an elf shoe, okay, out of this. So let's see what we can come up with. the first thing that I think I'm going to do, I've got a napkin here, red napkin. And I think I'm going to decoupage the red napkin onto the front of this, okay? This napkin here, I was just thinking it would be easier to decoupage than to paint in red, because then it's going to just take a lot of coats to get it to cover. Because y'all know red takes a lot to cover. Let's see here. Looking for some tape. I'm having a hard time getting this napkin separated. So let's see if we can get it apart. It is very well attached. I think there are 2 layers. Lots of y'all have already grabbed your witch boots, and I cannot wait to see everyone's finished pieces and what you all choose to do with your witch boot. Okay, here we go. All right. Thank you, Lori. We used to sell all of these. We've kind of gotten out of selling them. You know, we don't tend to stick to things very much, except for just our basic tools and things. This napkin is stuck good. Absolutely, Dana. We're going to do it several different ways. But we're going to start with an elf. I don't know, it seemed like fun. No, I'm not kidding. It is well adhered. Starting to think I should have left that layer on rather than trying to separate it. Holy moly. Okay, there we go. We managed to do it without tearing it, thankfully. All right, so I knew that it was big enough to cover. Let's see, I've got to do it the right way though, like this, so we don't get the words on there. Okay, so we're just going to cover the front with the red napkin, just with some decoupage glue. That's where we're going to start. I'm trying to decide. I think that, yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let me get a counter. Trying to think through this process a little bit. It was definitely being difficult for sure. All right, so let's get some glue on here. Using my pouncer to just get a nice thin coat of decoupage glue. We definitely don't need it to be thick here, right? Because we're using a napkin. I'm just getting it on the top layer. Okay, and we'll just smooth that out. And if you've got paper, some craft paper that you wanted to use, you could use that instead of the napkin. When you're doing red, sometimes it's just easier to do a decoupage than to paint. So that was really my thought process here. Now I know you're probably wondering about the rest of it. Don't worry. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna get this adhered. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take my sander and sand off the excess all the way around. And then this part where the little buckle goes, we'll get that cleaned up here in a second. Okay, now for this inside, I'm just gonna lay this down. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna use my paper file to get that cleaned out. Lori, and I don't spray anything on it afterwards. I don't think that you need to. Just using my paper file because I can't get in there very well with the sander. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to take my knife. I may need to put a new blade on. Let me get a new blade out to make sure it cuts well. Okay. Oops, that's 2 blades. All right. So I'm just going to take and rub this, or cut this napkin, the excess out right there, because we don't need that. Okay, so now that I've got it covered, I'm going to go over with some more decoupage glue. Just to make sure that it's well adhered. And protect it a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna got a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna use it to do the front here. Okay, but I'm actually not gonna do the bottom. I might try and do the back. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see if we've got enough. Lynn, very good insight there. She said that the one that she sprayed with sealer after yellowed. So there you go. It's not recommended to seal it based upon Lynn's experience. Like I said, I have never sealed it. It's no different than paint. Paint, you don't have to seal. It's not a product that is recommended to seal. So it's kind of a similar process. I think I need more glue. Okay. I'm just trying to line this up a little bit so that I give myself as much space as possible, because I don't have very much napkin, and I'm hoping that I can use this napkin on the back side as well. We'll see. Okay. So just rubbing that on. And I think I'm going to have enough. Hello, if you're watching over on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to dry the front here really quick though. And as I dry it, I'm going to rub over it with my fingers as well to just make sure that everything's laying down flat. Because it does tend to want to wrinkle a little bit more. But if you just rub over it as you are drying it, it tends to lay down. Okay. All right, so let's remove the excess on the top. There we go. What do y'all think? Is this gonna look like an elf boot when we're done? Y'all think we can make it happen? Okay. So again, I'll just take my knife here. This isn't super necessary, but it might impede the buckle from adhering really well. You know what though? I do think I want red on that little spot there. So I will glue that down. Gentle, Kayla, gentle. Okay. So I just want to dry this so that I can cut off the excess a little bit better. Thank you all. So I'm just going around this, just trying to trim the excess. And it doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, we are going to be putting that buckle right there. Okay. Now there is that one part that I didn't really worry about before, but as I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking I should be worrying about it. So I'm going to glue that on and just leave that excess on there because that's going to all be covered up. Okay, I'm going to do the back side and then we'll decoupage over the top. Is this easier than painting? I don't know. What do y'all think? Thank you all for the vote of confidence. Okay, so I'm doing the top, the back, and the side. I'm not doing the bottom. Okay, and I'll explain why here shortly. Okay. Excess. Had just enough napkin to get everything covered. Whoopsie daisies. That I needed to cover. Just made a bit of a problem right there that I'm going to fix with some excess pieces. All right. Okay, so let's cover over it. That's true, Larissa. We could have spray painted it. That would have been very easy. Definitely would have been the easiest of options. All right. There we go. And I didn't do the top because that's not really going to be seen either. I do too, Elaine. It gives it a bit of a texture too, which, you know, a real boot elf shoe would have a little bit of texture probably. All right. Now, just want to, shoot. A little too aggressive there. Okay. I agree, Teresa. Or Heather, I mean. Okay, so here's what it's looking like so far. Okay, I made a mistake back here. I think I can fix it. A little bit of extra napkin. Just gonna glue a little extra on. Cover that up. Okay. Now, that we've got it decoupaged red, okay, I'm gonna get some paper towels. We'll see how this next part turns out. I have high hopes, but I am a little unsure how it's going to turn out. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. For the bottom, actually, I'm probably just going to do this part and then the inside. We're going to apply some decoupage glue right to this toe. And then I'm going to take some red glitter. And I'm going to cover that in glitter. In red glitter. Like that. Okay. All right. Then we're going to do the inside here. I'm going to grab a paintbrush for that. Yes, Stacy, I am. All right. So I'm going to grab a paintbrush and get this inside. You want to make sure you get everything covered. Otherwise, you know, the glitter is not going to stick. Okay. All right. Okay, so like that. I think that's cute, y'all. I like it. What do y'all think? Should I go on and do the bottom? I feel like I should. Let's go on and do the bottom. I thought, well, I'm not going to because that's just going to be sitting on a surface, but it's sort of bugging me. So let's do it. All right. Okay, there we go. So, got the bottom done. Let's dry it. I know, Lynn. So you could definitely paint it ahead of time in red and then, you know, do the glitter if you wanted to. Either way would work. Okay. I think I like it. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Oh, good, Bridget. All right. Okay. It did cover pretty well. That was just from Dollar Tree too, by the way. It's not as great as it looks on camera, I don't think. As it dries, it's looking a little bit better. All right. Next step. We do have to do some painting on this next step. So we're going to grab our ruffle. And I'm going to grab some green. And I want a pretty bright green for this. So we're going to go with festive green. Okay. Let me grab brush. Okay. All right, so we're going to paint actually just the bottom portion of this ruffle in festive green. So just this part. Okay. I know, Patty, it does, doesn't it? And we will have to do a couple of coats probably. So we're just going to have to sort of trim this in. Because I want this to be sort of 2 layers. Okay. So see, like this. So we're just doing the bottom ruffle. As if there's going to be 2 layers of ruffle, which there already is. So we're going to have a white and a green layer. Yes, we're doing an elf boot. Hopefully, that's the plan. See how it turns out. But I'm hoping that's what it turns out to look like. Okay, let's do a second coat so we get good coverage. It's looking like it's covering good on the second coat. Still may have to do 3. We'll see, especially on some of these flatter portions where there isn't as much texture. Made a little bit of a mess. Let me see if I can clean that up. Nope. Not cleaning that up very well. I was hoping not to paint the white. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Bonnie, it was a good weekend. How was your weekend? I know, Susan. I don't have any green glitter, though. But I am going to do some glitter. So we're going to do white glitter on this. Or clear glitter. So it's still going to be green, but it's not going to be a green glitter. Okay. So here's what it's looking like so far. Okay, we still have a ways to go, but it's definitely starting to look like Christmas, don't y'all think? Okay, so let's set that aside. Let me make sure this is good and dry, actually. It's not quite 100% dry. And we're going to pull out the glitter and add some glitter to this. Yes, Kathy, I remember those. Okay, I'm going to use this glitter here. It's a fine glitter, but it's not iridescent. Okay? So, the green's still going to show through. All right. Find something to put this on. Okay. And we just want to cover the whole thing. Oh, wow, Bonnie, next Saturday. It's so fun. Congratulations. All right. I think I'm going to get half of it and then do the other half. Because I'm worried it's going to dry on me. Okay. Mrs. Claus shoe. I like that too. Like that a lot. You know, it's already starting to dry some of it. So, having to go over it again. And That does not look super great. Unfortunately, don't love that because some of it dried on me, and therefore there's spots that look thick. So let me see if I can't just get this done quick and crap a freaking brick. I've gotten green on the white. Does anybody else say that? I don't know where that came from. I could have sprayed it. Okay. All right. So it's not perfect, but it's cute. Oh, fun, Judy. Congratulations. That's so exciting. All right. So we've got that done. All right, let's see how this is looking. It's looking really cute. Trying to decide. Okay. All right, so here's what I want to do. I need to figure out the edges a little bit. I'm going to grab some red paint. I'm going to grab Santa Red. And a pouncer. Just going to remove a little bit of the paint. And then I just want to, on the edges, just cover that white that's showing a little bit. So I'm just going to take my pouncer and just pounce the paint right on the edges. And it's just going to cover up that white, give it a little bit of extra dimension. Because there's a little bit of white that was showing and that was really bothering me. Yay, Carolyn. Thanks for ordering it. I hope you love it when you get it. I'm doing all around. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. So it's hard to tell, but it filled in some of the spots that were white. I'm going to go in and do that same thing here around where the buckle goes, just to make sure I don't want any white showing. Okay. All right, so that's that. I'm not going to put any Christmas flowers on it. No, we're just going to leave it be, you know, our elf shoe or our Mrs. Claus, whatever we want it to be. All right, I'm going to go on and glue the ruffle on because it's better for me to be able to just kind of see how things are looking. So I'm just going to use some super glue to put right there. Are there white spots on the heel? All right, and then we're just going to glue this on. And this comes with a little bit of a little lip and then like a raised rim so that you know where to put this. And I'm just using super glue gel to glue this on. Gotta give it a minute to set. Okay, see what y'all are talking about. We'll get that fixed. All right. Well, dang it. Y'all, let me use some hot glue too. Let's use some hot glue. That'll help it to adhere faster. Plus, there's glitter everywhere, so that's not helping matters any. Y'all, I think Griffin's football practice is going to be canceled. It's been raining most of the day. It's storming right now. Might actually be able to cook a dinner for my family and us actually sit down together and eat for the first time in a long time. Okay, so here's what it's looking like right now. All right, let's grab, trying to decide, do I want to do glitter to fix that? I think I'm going to use glitter to fix it. Okay. Then I do see this. Oh, we're probably also talking about. Let's get that too. Okay. All right. Here's where we're at. It's looking cute. All right. Polka dots. Polka dots would be cute. All right. So I think what I'm going to do, let's look at, I want to look at the buckle and the buttons and all of that and see what do we want to do, because we know we're going to, I've got a bell here. I know I'm going to put the bell on the toe because that's like, it's a must, right? We got to put the bell on the toe. I'm just trying to think, how do I want to do it? How do I want to get it on the toe? And I have a thought, but I don't know if I can execute it or not. Let me see. Let me grab. I'm going to grab a needle, a bigger needle. A sewing needle that's a little bit thicker. Okay, and I'm going to take my heat tool and hold it with a pair of needle nose pliers, and then I'm going to warm this up. Okay, here's the thing with all of these pieces, they are plastic, so they will melt if gotten hot enough. And so I'm thinking that I can heat this up and then put a hole through the toe so that I can get my bell on a little bit better. Because if I just hot glue it on there, it's not going to stay. So I just want to make this good and hot. Don't know if this is going to work or not, so we'll see. We shall see. All right, so I'm just going to push this through. There we go. It worked. Okay. Like that. So we have a hole, a small hole. See that? Now we can take some thread, which I don't have a very large variety of thread. We'll just go with gray. Then we can stick the thread through the needle. That's right, we're performing surgery, Kathy. And then the needle through the hole. Hopefully, we might have to switch to a smaller, yeah, let's switch to a smaller needle. Now that we've got our hole made. Thank you, Tracy. Sometimes I come up with some great ideas. All right. Okay, smaller needle. Let's see if this works better. If I can get it threaded. Okay. Through there. And then we'll just go through the bell. And I'm going to go through a couple of times just to make sure that it's not like too fragile. Like there's enough thread there to be strong. Okay. Pulling this as tight as I can get it. We'll just tie this together. No, this is what happens when you use old thread. That just broke. It just broke, y'all. Just straight up broke. Okay, wire. Let's do wire. Better idea. Even better idea. Wire. Lynn? Probably. Possibly. Let's see if I can find some thin wire. I don't know if I have any thin silver wire. Or not. I have this copper wire. And I have green wire. How do I not have silver, thin silver wire? Here's some red. Let's go with that. Okay, let's try this. This is, I think, from the Dollar Tree. Okay. Let's give it a go. think I'm going to flip this back the other way. So that it's on the inside. And then I think I'm just gonna wrap this around. Cut off the excess. And then wrap it around again. Okay. All right, we got it. All right, we're getting somewhere. Patience is a virtue. Okay. So I like the idea of saying this is Mrs. Claus's shoe rather than an elf shoe. I think that is really cute. I think I want to use the bow this time instead of adding a bow to it. And then I'm just trying to decide about the buckle. And what color do I want the buckle to be? So do I want it to be silver or red? We could also, let me see here what we've got. I was thinking it might be cute to have something almost, hold on, I'm processing. Or green? Should it be green? The buckle? That could be cute. We could also do, I don't know if I've got anything. I was thinking like some holly leaves or something instead of the buckle, or like putting on top of the buckle. All right, Jeslyn says white glitter buckle. Deborah says silver. Lynn says a white glitter. Teresa says silver. Silver glitter for the buckle. Silver glitter. And then what color do I do my bow? Oh, we also have our buttons as well. The buttons I think would be really cute to do white. Glitter. Don't y'all? All right, let's do that for the buttons. We'll start there. Let me get a different brush. I'm telling y'all, it's hard to make these decisions, isn't it? Okay. Glitter, white glitter. Hey, Tammy. Silver, because it matches the bell. No, this is a really hard decision. Okay. Those look great. I I like that a lot. Okay, so we got those. Dawn thinks the buttons and the buckle should be the same. So do y'all think the buttons should have just the white glitter on them? Let's do it. Let's do it. We're just gonna go with that. I think that'll be pretty. I'm just drying these a bit. The white glitter looks really pretty, so we're just gonna do that. Me too, Kathy. I can be. Sometimes I can be very decisive, but then sometimes I'm like, I don't know. You know what? I think I'm not going to worry too much about getting the inside there because that might just make it harder for me to get the buckle on. Okay. Beautiful. Very beautiful. I'm going to throw this away. It's got a little red glitter in it. All right. Yeah, white matches the ruffle and the buttons. So, see how it goes. Then we have to decide on the bow. So cute. All right. Super glue. And we're going to glue our buttons on. And I do the two with the longer ties on the bottom and then the one with the shorter tie on the top. Oh, I feel like there are so many ways that you could do this. I just cannot wait to see all of your all's perspectives on this. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to put some super glue here on this little blank spot for the buckle. Oh, shoot. Probably should have waited. Until that was dry. Or should have put it on and then done it because this one needs a little help to go in its place. Okay. All right, y'all. Here's how she's looking. Absolutely adorable. Got lots of glitter everywhere. Lots and lots of glitter. I'm gonna have to go through and clean it up a little bit. Okay, so now for the bow. like the white. But I don't know, I feel like I want something else. I just don't know what that is exactly. I'm gonna grab my Christmas embellishments here. Isn't it looking cute, y'all? Here's how it's looking. What do y'all think? Should it be a Mrs. Claus over a Mrs. Claus over an elf, or do y'all think more elf than Mrs. Claus? I've got these little bows here that are glittery, but they're little. It's not big enough. A green bow. I have these little bows here from Hobby Lobby, but I don't think I'm gonna like them. Mrs. Claus. Yeah, I don't think I like, I mean, it's okay. It just looks sort of, you know, just kind of, I don't think I have any green actual ribbon. I really sort of want holly berries. I don't have any. These little peppermints. Would that be too much? Somebody said polka dots earlier. I don't know. I'm just playing at this moment. Sometimes you just got to do things to see what looks good. I think that's too much, don't y'all? A pink bow. I don't think I got anything in here that's gonna scream out. That's just gonna call my name and say, yes, pick me. I don't see anything. For Dawn, for the bow or for the surface of the shoe, I kind of like that idea to add red glitter polka dots. Is that what you mean? Onto the shoe itself. That could be kind of cute. And bring the red glitter to the front. That could be cute. Dagnabbit, you're not wanting to stay on today. I think it's because there's all this glitter in the way. All right, let me look at the ribbon. Let me see what ribbon I have. See if we like it better than I just don't have any green, I don't think. Yes, that too. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cute. This is really cute ribbon. I'm not sure how it's going to look. It's just weird ribbon. I think I'd have to do something like this instead. Let's grab some of this wire. Maybe I've got a thought. I got a thought here that might pull everything together. Okay, so I made a little bow here with this red ribbon, which is like a darker red, so it pulls in that glitter as well. Hi, Debbie. Okay, let's trim the tails, and I'll cut off the excess wire here on the back. Okay, then I'm gonna grab out of my embellishments these that I got from Hobby Lobby. These little buttons. Little candy cane buttons with green bows. I'm going to use my precision cutters, cut off the back. I think that's cute. So the question is, okay, let me show y'all. The question is, do we do the red polka dots on the front? Thank you, Debbie. I'm glad you like it. What do y'all think? Do we do the red polka dots on the front or leave it as is? The red polka dots in the glitter, the red glitter. So y'all tell me. Okay, I feel like y'all are saying yes to the dots, so let's do it. What the hey? What the hey? All right. Let me grab something. Here we go. All right. I'm going to use a pouncer, and I'm going to dip my pouncer into my glue. I'm using a small pouncer. I just want to make sure that I'm getting an actual round circle made. I'm using the smallest pouncer that we have. I'm just kind of jiggling it and running it back and forth. Not rubbing it back and forth, just kind of jiggling it back and forth. Okay. That looks good. All right. Let's do the glitter. Hopefully you look good. All right, let's see. Hang on a minute. Oh my word. I just got to get some of this excess off. But, y'all, that is cute. That is cute. And then we're going to glue this on. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this turned out so cute. They are still available, Debbie. Yes, they are, girlfriend. All right, let's put our little button on. Middle there. Oh, my stinking word. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me see if I can brush some of this excess glitter off. That isn't just the cutest thing. Y'all, look at that. Look how adorable this cute little Christmas boot is. Are you kidding me? Way better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I love it. So cute. So y'all, this is two ways you can make the boot. You have Halloween or fall and Christmas. Halloween, Christmas. So much fun. I love it. All right, y'all, the boot is still available on our website. So you can definitely grab you one or two, 3 or 4. Y'all, this would also be such a fun girls' party for Christmas or for Halloween. Get your girlfriends together, invite them over, and everybody do this little boot in their own way. That would be so much fun. So much fun. Because, I mean, us women, we like our shoes, right? So shoes are one of those things that always fits. You know, it always fits. Doesn't matter if we put on a little bit of weight. Our shoes, they still fit. So we like our shoes, you know? And so this is fun, y'all. This is so fun. So I hope you'll grab one if you haven't already. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. And I will see you all back here tomorrow. Have an awesome